43 million people, according to the federal government, are at the federal poverty level. That's about $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year ends poverty for the first time in America.
Jason Furman.
And $50,000 a year would be even better than $10,000 a year. In fact, our side is going to support $1 million a year and ask you to vote for us and against our opponents. There's nothing more tedious and boring than arithmetic. I used to do it in meetings in the White House. It was not visionary. It's not exciting. It's really boring. But it's really important because it's something we can't change.
But
this plan, you get rid of every income support program. You get rid of every income support program outside of Social Security. That is enough for a UBI of $1,500 a person. So now that family we heard about before, working so hard at the minimum wage, instead of making $28,000 a year, they're making $31,000 a year. Does that sound as exciting to you? Actually, it's a bit worse than that, because at $28,000 a year, they're actually getting a decent amount now in terms of nutritional assistance, housing vouchers, and the like. They would lose that, with the money saved from losing that going to pay someone at $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, $10 million a year.
Okay,
if we got additional revenue, there's a lot of places to invest it. I would start with preschool, continue through college and training. Those have higher returns than you can get in the stock market. They can help us prepare for a future where jobs are being dislocated, get a high rate of return, and are a more fair and efficient way to do it.
Okay, Andy Stern, an argument. Andy Stern,
I would just say, for someone who didn't want to defend the status quo, boy, I've heard that argument for about 30 years now. It's a great argument. It never has worked. And the basic math, this isn't phony math. It's not making up numbers. There are 43 million people in poverty. $1,000 a month takes them all out of poverty and gives them choice.
The question is whether your plan makes it better or worse for them. If you are giving more money to someone at $80,000 a year, you are giving less money to a poor person.
No,
unless you're
giving them
taxes.
$12,000 a year. That is not less than they are getting now.
Where is the money coming from?
Well, that's a different question. If you're going to argue the cost. If you're going to argue, are people better off? They're better off.
And we were arguing at this point, because this was the point you brought up, Jared, that they're better off without the UBI. They're saying they're better off with the UBI.
For many people, actually.
Jared, you have to. It sounds like phony math to me, because it sounds to me like what you're doing is you're taking away what they have, which your plan does get rid of the earned income credit, right? It gets rid of food stamps, it gets rid of housing vouchers, doesn't get rid of Social Security, which Charles does, but you don't. And then you're giving it back to them in some way, shape, or form. What we're talking about now, what's that?
And more.
So what we're talking about now is that the folks that were, and I use this in my opening comment, the people who were lifted out of poverty, and there were 40 million of them, 40 million people lifted out of poverty, were lifted out of poverty because all those programs that I just mentioned are taken, once you take them away, they're poor. So I just don't understand the arithmetic that you're talking about. And secondly, the programs that I mentioned, the benefits from nutritional support, the benefits from medical support, the benefits from Head Start, the benefits from Pell. These are long-lasting benefits. If you take that away and you give people a few $1,000, in the long run, I'm afraid they'd be worse off. So I don't understand how you pile more money.
$12,000, not a few $1,000.